Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mmm. This coffee is delicious, but it is not hot enough. How's everybody doing? Hello, Germany. How cool is that? Good morning. I'm chilly. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Good morning. There we go. Nice and hot. Coming in hot. Hello, Philippines. How cool is that? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. It is Monday. Is it Monday? I think it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday, October 12th, 13th, I don't know, 13th, October 13th. I love you, Deneen. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and quick thank you to everybody who has listened to this week's episode of Tell Me What to Do podcast on body issues, body dysmorphia, and all the other fun eating disorders we have to play with. I wanted to talk to you guys about setting boundaries regarding your body or your looks and your life choices. A lot of you have written into me and said, my mother, my friends, my significant others, my whatever, say things about the way that I look or the things that I do or the choices that I make, and I need your help, Jamie, to set boundaries. I have become the queen of setting boundaries regarding my looks, my body, because I suffer from body dysmorphia. I cannot have anybody comment on my body, even good, because it messes with my mind. So, I would like to share with you how I set those boundaries. I say, I make it a point not to ask anybody's opinion about my body and or this life choice, and I would appreciate if you didn't comment. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jamie, that sounds harsh. Jamie, that sounds controversial. Jamie, that sounds not controversial, combative. And I am here to tell you, it doesn't matter. Sometimes setting boundaries in your life needs to sound combative. Sometimes setting boundaries in your life needs to sound firm. Because if you don't sound firm, you leave your boundaries open to interpretation. And then you get people who think, well, I can backdoor bring it up. I won't full on say something about her body, but I'll be like, oh, has your exercise routine changed? Are you eating differently? Which is just a backdoor way to see how firm you are in your boundaries. When it comes to your life choices and or your body, you say, I have made the decision not to look for anybody's input regarding my body. I would appreciate if you didn't discuss it. Period. And I know it sounds like you're being aggressive or rude or nasty, and we're raised to always be polite. We're raised to always never want people to think we're being rude or confrontational. No, absolutely not. If it is going to disrupt your peace, if it is going to ruin your day, if it is going to trigger you, you are allowed to set firm, clear boundaries. I have decided not to take in anyone's opinion about my life choices. So I would appreciate if you didn't discuss them. Clear, crystal clear. There is literally no way to misinterpret that. And when they push back and go, oh, well, nope. This is a boundary that I set. I am not looking for anybody's opinion on my blank, blank, blank choice. So I would appreciate if you didn't discuss it. That's it. And when they say like, oh, I wasn't trying to, this isn't about you. This is about me. This isn't about you. This is about me. And I know, again, it's hard to say out loud because you feel like you're being rude. You feel like you're being dismissive. That is okay. We have to stop feeling like it is our emotional obligation to let everybody trigger us and say whatever they want to us because we don't want to be rude. You don't get to do that. That doesn't get to be what happens. In fact, on my bisexuality post on Instagram, this woman from Birmingham, whose name I'm this close to saying out loud, decided to make some comment saying, but you think this is like license to cheat on your husband. And I screenshot it and I deleted it, and then I tracked her down and I found her in Birmingham. And I'm this close to calling her at work and saying, I don't know why you think you get to comment on my life choices, but you absolutely don't. And if you think you're brave, find me in town. We live in the same town, and say what you have to say to me to my face. At least then I could marginally respect you. Also, do your research. Being bisexual doesn't make you an infidel. But I really am this close to dragging her to filth. So, anyway, when I put her on blast and put her picture on Facebook and her name, and you guys go, Jamie, this is bullying, I'm going to remind you, she started it. Anyway, I'm not going to give that any more energy right now because we are talking about that's an interesting question, and I really want to answer that. Cindy said, do you feel if you listen to the compliments on social media, you are also obligated to listen to derogatory comments? Derogatory comments like, Jamie, you're too loud, or Jamie, you talk too long, or something that has to do with my videos, sure. Insinuating I cheat on my husband because I also like women is not only incorrect, it's fucking offensive and could be very damaging if my kids saw that or like whatever. I mean, my kids aren't on Instagram, but you know what I mean. Regarding boundaries too, I think it's very important, and Ricky makes a great point, that we also teach our children how to do this. When I was young, people thought it was okay for them to make comments about my body. And I became emotionally available for people to shit on me about my looks when I was young because my mother never taught me how to set boundaries within people and say, hey, you're an adult and it is not appropriate for you to be commenting on my body, period. Whether you think it's nice, whether you think I'm overweight, whether you think whatever, we need to teach our children to say, I am not entertaining any discussions about my body, so I would appreciate if you didn't discuss it. That does not make our children rude. It makes them comfortable. And I don't understand why we wouldn't want our children to be comfortable. You know, we so we so badly want to make sure that we're never offensive. But to what extent, you know? I am triggered by these things. I am triggered by comments about my body. So let me be very clear. I have decided not to take on anybody's comments about my body or my weight or my figure. So I would appreciate if you didn't discuss it. That's my boundary. It's crystal fucking clear. The second you start talking about my body, I'm going to shut the conversation down. I'm going to remind you about my boundary and give you an opportunity to course correct how you're speaking to me. If you don't course correct, if you don't respect my boundary, you lose the privilege of speaking to me. You guys need to remember that people being in your life is a privilege. You are not required to carry everybody that life introduces you to the end. If they do not respect your boundaries, you are not required to take them with you. That's it. And if there are people you are comfortable with, that's different. You can change the boundaries as you go. But otherwise, it is very simple. I have decided I'm not interested in anybody's opinion about my body and or life choices, so I would appreciate if you didn't speak about it. Period. We might, Jennifer Noonan, you make a good point. We do need to work on our triggers, but in the interim and while I'm working on them, I am setting clear boundaries. That's it. And I am in a position to do so because I have been emotionally abused about the same topic over and over and over again. So in order for me to work on those triggers, I need to protect my peace. In order to protect my peace, I need to set clear boundaries. I am not here to make other people comfortable. I will respect your boundaries and you will respect mine, or we won't hang out. Bobby said, "What? Even if it's your parents?" Especially if it's your parents. Especially. I love my mother dearly. She is not allowed to comment on my body in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. She can't even tell me I look nice. Say nothing. My boundaries are crystal clear. Do not bring up my body at all. And if you have boundary issues with people in your life, it is perfectly acceptable for you to say, I have allowed certain things to go on too long. Here are my new boundaries. I am not entertaining any conversations about my body going forward. So I would appreciate if you didn't bring it up. People who don't respect you will have issues with your boundaries. You will see them immediately posture and start to defend and try to navigate and negotiate around your boundaries. And you stand firm and go, no, this is it. I am not entertaining any conversation about my body going forward. I would appreciate if you didn't bring it up. Period. Period. They will try to get around it. They will try to tell you your boundaries are unreasonable or rude. Oh, you're being so... I was just saying, no, bitch, you were just not listening to my fucking boundaries. That's what you were just not fucking doing. Period. I have one life as Jamie Premack Sullivan. One life, and I am halfway through it. If you think I'm going to spend the second half of my life listening to people's projections on me about my weight and my body and my figure, hell to the motherfucking no. Nope. Kelsey, I am not as strong as you think. I am broken. And in order to repair myself, I have to be this way. So I can raise good children and I can raise like healthy daughters. So it's not that I'm so strong. I just don't have a choice. Honestly, I don't have a choice but to protect myself at this point. I am going to die. I am dying right now. We are all dying right now. I am on my way to death. I am living while I'm dying. I'm halfway through this life. I'm not going to live the second half of my life tiptoeing around other people's feelings, thoughts, ideas, whatever about my figure. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you love it, I don't care. I have to find peace with it. And the only way I can do that is to set clear boundaries. Nobody gets to talk about it. Michael can't either. Michael's different. I mean, in some ways, sure, he can, but I don't need that. Michael needs to focus on the things I do need from him, like Dick, right? That's what I need Michael to focus on. I don't need Michael to like walk around the house talking about my body or making comments about my body. I never asked for that. So sure, can Michael say, your body's nice, you look sexy, whatever? Of course, sure. Yes, but Michael knows my triggers. He knows my issues. He also knows what M&Ms I'm asking for. So if you waste one fucking second giving me an M&M I didn't ask for, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, I am protecting myself. No one else will protect me. I have seen that. No one else will protect me. And I have to protect myself. And if that makes me a bitch, or that makes me too hard, or that makes me confrontational, then so be it. But I cannot have anybody crossing my boundaries. I just can't. It's not acceptable for me. It doesn't work for me. Anyway, I love you guys very much. I love you, and I thank you for being here with me every morning just to say good morning and say hello. I know that there are other people who need to hear this conversation about boundaries. Share the video, tag your friends. Believe me, you're not the only one who needs to hear this. I feel like I look really young, so I'm totally going with this right now. I love you. Have a great, great day.